Heavenly Father, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this program. Lord, we ask that you would bless every person who has gathered here today, and that you would be present with us in a special way. We pray that this program would be a time of learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds, and to support one another as we strive to serve you in all that we do. Please give us the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive difference in the world. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Hello at magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Welcome to Leadership 105 webinar on supervisory leadership and team management, brought to you by Scale Up Training and Development. So thank you so much everyone for joining us tonight. Of course, welcome sa mga participants natin na andito sa Zoom, and pati na rin yung mga nasa Facebook live stream. So, tonight in this session, we will dive into kung paano or how to effectively lead teams, balancing authority, coaching team members, fostering collaborations, and driving results in both private and government workplaces. So before we begin, please be reminded of the following. First, please keep your microphones muted to minimize background noise. Second, use the chat box responsibly for your questions and comments. Third, let's respect our speaker and fellow participants at all times. Fourth, stay focused and engaged throughout the session. And lastly, if kaya po, please keep your cameras on to make our session more interactive. So actually, this webinar is panglima na namin siya na session in our leadership series, of course, under Scale Up Training and Development. So, in the last session, we had Leadership 104, which is the webinar on leadership and personal development. So, napag-usapan natin doon kung paano ang leadership begins with personal growth and continuous na self-improvement. And tonight or today, we take it a step further, focusing on the practical side of leadership, which are managing teams, guiding people, and delivering results in real workplace setting. So, our mentor for tonight is a leader with strong experience in student leadership, parliamentary governance, skills development, and professional mentoring. He is a BS Mechanical Engineering graduate from the University of Southeastern Philippines. He previously served as a Vice Governor of the College of Engineering Local Council at USEP, and currently holds the role of Chairperson Emeritus of the USEP University Parliamentarians Confederacy. He is also actively involved in Junior Chamber International, where he is currently the Vice President for Individual Development. And professionally, he is a senior water resources facilities operator A at Davao City Water District, and has also worked as an instructor with Knights of Online Marketers. So let us all welcome Mentor JP Cordova. So you now have the floor, Mentor.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Yan, so I'll just run a quick tech check. If naririnig ba ako, kindly have a thumbs up. If language check, kung nakakaintindi ba lahat ng Bisaya or Tagalog per se, or English, or kailangan ko talaga mag-English. Sana naman, may international clients, may international audience ba tayo dito? I think wala naman. Yan, sige. So, sino ba dito yung mga nag-enroll last time, nung ako ang nag-speak nung last time, I think March, mid-March yon. Sige nga, para ano lang, para hindi ko na halos um, ipakilala yung iba. Yan. Sino ba mga nandito nung last time? Sige, wag na lang. Kasi baka abutin tayo ng bukas dito. Anyway, we will keep this as interactive as possible. Ayan. Ito talagang pangalang to. Parang, ito po talaga yung namumukod tangi sa lahat ng aking mga suking estudyante, mentees. Si Miss Vivacious Fides. Magandang gabi sa lahat ng aking mga masusugid na suki at sa ating mga baguhang mentees for our leadership track ng ano sa ating leadership track of the Scale of Philippines, Scale of Training and Development. Good evening. So I'll be sharing my screen in a few. Yan, I would like just like to confirm kung nakikita ba.
Yes po.
Alright. Thank you so much. Ayan. Open ko lang po yung chat para gawin natin interactive ang ating atake ngayong gabi. Whilst everything is ongoing. Ayan. So, let's start. Ayun, ayun. Nauna na nga. So, welcome to Leadership, no? Leadership 105, entitled Supervisory Leadership and Team Management. So, this is an integrated approach to leading people and achieving results. So, ano ba yung mga unang pumapasok? What first comes, I would like to know in the chat box, what first comes to your mind? Kasi di ba parang nakakatakot na yung sino bang parang ano, nakakatakot na yung word na leadership. Tapos dinagdagan pa ng supervisory leadership, supervisory, tsaka may team management pa. Okay. So first question lang to just to keep this interactive. Um, I'd like you I will just entertain three voice audiences, no? Para hindi natin muna gagamitin yung ating chat box but rather para magkarinigan muna tayo ngayong gabi, no? Okay? So what is that one word, one phrase or one sentence that comes to your mind kapag nababasa nyo ang tagguring ito, supervisory leadership and team management? Sige nga, I need three voices ngayong gabi. Kung walang sasalita, bukas tayo matatapos dito. Gusto nyo ba yon? Dito lang tayo hanggang bukas. Sige, I need tatlong alay na boses. Huwag kayong matakot sa akin, hindi po ako nangangagat. Sige. Sa 41 minus kaming dalawa na Miss Rain. 39, tatlo lang yung hiningi kong boses. Sige. Pa-raise nga ng kamay nang matawag na natin kung sino ang tatlong mag-raise sa kanilang first impression kapag nababasa nila ang taguring ito, supervisory leadership and team management. Hala, nabawasan tayo kasi may volunteer pala dito. Ayan, hi Miss Jane, magandang gabi.
Hi, good
Ayun.
evening, Mr. John Paul Cordova. Can I just, good evening po, good evening everyone. I think ano lang ako, from the word itself, it's just supervising a team and also managing them, a team.
Mm.
Yun po yung first word or first notion kapag when I'm seeing this title.
All right. Supervising a team. Yan, and leading a team. Thank you so much, Miss Jane. How about two more? You may now lower your hand. Maraming salamat po. Dalawa pa po. Hi. I'll just view. Yan. Miss Jaya. Hi, Miss Jaya. Magandang gabi. Wala, binawi na rin yung kamay nila. Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Ayan, parang nagiging robot na yan. Good evening. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello po. Good evening po.
Yes.
So, yes, for me, in my insight, empower collab.
Medyo choppy po. In your insight, ano yun? Parang doon naputol.
Collaboration and empowerment.
Collaboration and empowerment. Ganda. Nice, nice. Thank you so much. Tagasan po ulit si Miss Jaya. I think ngayon ko na nabasa ang iyong pangalan.
Lip,
Lipa?
yes.
Oh. Student pa or working na? Student pa po or
Na,
nagtatrabaho na? Hindi ko po naririnig.
work,
Ah, work. Okay. Saan po na nagtatrabaho?
PPO.
Ano yun? Sorry, NGO?
PO. San,
PO San ano yun? Sorry, hindi ko talaga na ano talaga, may challenge talaga sa internet mo, Miss Jaya. Sige. Basta yung sabi niya is collaboration and empowerment. Sige. I think babalikan kita mamaya. May isa pa nag-raise ng kamay. BPO company. Okay, alright. Sige. Hi, Julieto Guevara. Magandang gabi sa'yo.
Hello po, good evening. Opo. Naririnig po ako.
Yes.
Okay po. My insight regarding supervisory leadership or supervisory is guiding. Has something to do with how you guide your team, your members like that, or your subordinates. Ganun po. About naman management, it's about it's about guiding naman your people towards one goal. Ganon. Ayan po.
Okay. Thank you so much. So parang, yeah, parang isang paragraph na yun. Anyway, it's more of leadership, tsaka guiding your team, tsaka managing your team as well. Yan. So this will be parang I will be we will be as much as possible interactive ngayong gabi para unlike sa mga previous sessions ko with Scale Up, parang I will be spicing this up a bit because mahirap kasi na, 'di ba, supervisory leadership and team management. So, sa phase na to kasi kailangan nagsasalita na tayong as much as possible, nagsasalita na tayong lahat. Kasi, 'di ba, how are you going to, for example, how are you going to, parang, ang, ang, ang underlying question kasi nito is, for example, meron kang isang visually challenged na tao na kasama sa team mo. For example, that person is blind. So, paano mo ipapaliwanag sa kanya yung kulay asul or the color blue? How are you going to illustrate or how are you going to let that blind person see the color blue? Ganon siya. So, hindi naman pwede na, di ba, as you as the supervisor or you as the leader, hindi mo naman pwede ipakita kasi hindi nga nakakakita. Hindi mo naman ipakita traditionally sa kasama mong visually challenged na blue, this is color blue, hindi niya nga nakikita. That's why, as leaders, pinakauna talaga natin skill, no, before we we delve into an integrated approach to leading people and achieving results is again master the art of self-awareness. Because I firmly believe na leadership starts within ourselves. Hindi siya nagsisimula kapag naging leader ka na. Nagsisimula siya sa sarili mo. Kasi hindi ka naman magiging supervisor kung hindi mo alam sa sarili mo na kaya mo. Hindi ka magiging leader kung hindi mo alam sa sarili mo na kaya mo. I mean, pwede ka naman maging supervisor if wala kang self-awareness. Pwede ka maging leader or manager. Pero hindi ka tatagal. Kasi utos ka ng utos, hindi mo alam, kaya mo rin pala. At the same time, the more ka hindi self-aware sa sarili mo, the more ka may hirapan i-lead yung taong naka-assign, nakatoka sa'yo. Diba? That's why this course really requires interaction. Yun yung pinaka nire-require. Actually, hindi ko sinabihan si Miss Rain ito, but I'm really requiring tawag nito, interaction ngayong gabi. Kasi advanced parang kumbaga in terms of difficulty nasa intermediate na tayo. So kailangan nagsasalita na talaga tayo, hindi na yung typical webinar type na nakikinig lang tayo. Yan. So if may challenge naman, you may type naman your insights on the chat box. Pero if kaya naman ng internet nyo na ilaban yung boses tsaka yung mukha nyo, mas better. Para hindi ko lang kayo naririnig, nakikita ko rin yung mga gwapo at magaganda yung mukha. Agree? Alright, so let's start. So this is one of four, no, of the few roles of a supervisor. Ano ba talaga yung role ng isang supervisor? First is the supervisor acts as a bridge between the management, yung higher ups, tsaka yung staff or yung sa colloquial term or sa corporate term, the staff is called rank and file. So ibig sabihin, sila yung mga nasa baba. But syempre hindi naman porket nasa baba staff lang yan hanggang habang buhay. One of these days, baka yung staff na yan, maging supervisor din yan. Maging manager din yan. So may leveling talaga siya of professional development. Supervisors, next is that supervisors ensure that goals are met. Eto, dito papasok yung usapin about accountability. Because for example, ako manager ako. Si Supervisor Julieto, inutusan ko ng ganito ganyan. Kailangan yung goal ma-achieve. So kung paano ma-achieve yung goal, kailangan si Supervisor creative. Innovative si Supervisor, alam niya kung paano, parang before niya i-delegate sa team niya, yung sinabi ko as a manager, kailangan clear muna sa kanya yung vision, yung goal, yung direction na gusto ko or hindi man ako, yung vision na or yung direction na gustong i-point out sa kanya ng manager niya. Yun yung pinaka-ideal. Yung para hindi na kailangan i-micromanage ng supervisor to ensure that goals are met. Because, 'di ba, sino bang nakarinig ng usapin ito na there are 1,000 ways to kill a chicken? Familiar ba? If familiar, type 1. Yan. Para para bumibo naman ang ating chat box ngayong gabi. Again, supervisors must really know how to one of the 1,000 ways to kill a chicken. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman kayo papatay na manok. Ibig sabihin nun is that yung supervisor kailangan maalam siya kung paano sisiguraduhin na may hit yung goals. Kahit hindi siya kahit hindi siya without the need of being micromanaged by the manager. Kasi, di ba, madalas, kung hindi parati, madalas sa mga dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon ng employee burnout is because of micromanagement. Ibig sabihin, bawat galaw mo kahit pag-ihi mo, kalkulado. Sino ba naka-experience nun? Diba? So, by ensuring the goals are met, kailangan talaga si supervisor, creative, innovative, always thinks outside of the box. Diba? While the supervisor is thinking outside of the box, the supervisor should also guide and support teams. Kasi, 'di ba, supervisor nga. So hindi ibig hindi hindi siya nangangahulugan na kapag supervisor ka na aakuin mo na lahat ng trabaho. Hindi. Supervisor nga eh. So ibig sabihin, kung supervisor ka, kailangan marunong ka mag-delegate. And by delegating as supervisors, hindi mo lang dapat, you should not be only delegating tasks. You should also be delegating direction. Because because by giving direction, by providing direction to your delegates, to your team, you are also giving the benefit of the doubt for your team members to explore outside of the box kagaya ng ginagawa mo. For example, manager ako. Binigyan ko si Sir Julieto ng task. Of course, may direction 'yun. May target tayong i-hit. Hindi, syempre pagka-delegate ko sa kanya, hindi lang yung target yung i-delegate ko sa kanya. Kailangan kailangan mapaintindi ko rin sa kanya what's going to be in it for the entire organization, for the entire company kapag na-hit natin 'yan. Anong mapapala? Anong mahihita? Will it be professional development? Self-development? Will it be, of course, may mga incentives 'yan. Pag pag na-hit niyo yung goals nyo, may award. But it's just a byproduct of the team effort na yun talaga yung maghihirap sa lahat ng tasks na or ng direction na sineset ng manager papunta sa kanyang supervisor, papunta sa kanyang mga tao. So, by guiding, hindi ibig sabihin na i-micromanage mo rin. Always remember, be the supervisor or be the leader you always want to be led. Parang ang ano niyan is parang yung sa Confucius, 'di ba? Sa Confucianism law. Ano nga yun ulit? Can someone type? Ano yung pinakatanyag na Confucius law? Sige nga, kung may makakapag-type dito. Ano yung pinakatanyag, no, na taguri from Confucius? Yung tanyag at buhay na buhay hanggang ngayon. Ngayon ulit, can someone type? 5. Wala bang ano dito? Wala bang magsasabi? Or wala bang magta-type? Or mag-typing pa? Ihirit ko na ba? So yung pinaka-famous na taguri ni Confucius ay do not do unto others what others do not do unto you. Do not want. Yan. Basta yun. Ibig sabihin, wag mong gawin sa iba ang ayaw mong gawin sa'yo. So, it's a negative connotation, di ba? But it brings positivity din. Kasi if sinasabi ni Confucius na wag mong gawin sa iba ang ayaw mong gawin sa'yo. So in the same parallel light, gawin mo sa iba or gaw, gawin mo sa iba ang gusto mong gawin din sa'yo. Nag-guess niyo ba yung logic? Gets ba? In the same way, papaintindi ko ulit. Kasi parang wala akong nakikitang yan. If naiintindihan, paulanan niyo ako ng numero 2. Number 2 sa chat box. Again, kung ayaw mo, 'di ba? If ayaw mong gawin ng iba yung, 'di ba? Kung ayaw mong gawin sa iba yung ayaw nilang gawin sa iyo, gawin mo Gawin mo din sa iba yung gusto nilang gawin sa'yo. But at the end of the day, kung ano yung minamanifest mo sa team mo, yun din yung maaani mo. Yun din yung aanihin nila when they become supervisors like you. At kapag naging manager ka na rin. Ganun lang siya. So, it's a paradigm shift from merely doing tasks to leading people. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nagde-delegate ka ng task sa isang tao, ibig sabihin task lang yun. But again, when you give direction, when you give insight, when you give feedback, constructive feedback, you are already leading people because leading is guiding. Always yan. Leading is guiding. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na nagli-lead ka na, i-guide mo yun hanggang sa pag-ihi. Hindi. It's just, ang ibig sabihin lang yan is, ginagabayan mo siya hanggang sa siya na mismo makaya niya nang tumuyo sa sarili niyang paa. Because, di ba, yung famous sa taguri dito, hindi tayo parating bata. We are not babies forever. Balang araw, magiging binata at dalaga tayo. Magiging Mr. at Mrs. tayo. Di ba? We're not always children. We're always children, but we're not always a child. Okay? Parati tayong anak ng mga magulang natin. Parati yan. But hindi tayo mananatiling bata habang buhay. Baka bukas magiging tatay ka na. Baka bukas maging nanay ka na. Baka nga tatay-tatayan ka na ngayon, nanay-nanayan ka na. So, ibig sabihin, may hinohone ka na, may nililid ka ng tao. Diba? Makes sense. So, dito is, ang core purpose talaga ng isang supervisor is that, yun. First is that supervisors ensure that work gets done. Number two, they guide and support people under them. Third is they maintain a positive and ethical environment. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung tingin niyang tama, ethically, morally, lahat ng tingin niyang tama, yun yung gagawin. Kahit masakit, kahit makakasakit siya ng tao, kailangan kung ano yung tama, yun yung gagawin. So, key shift dito is yun. From doing tasks to leading people, hindi na yung task lang yung ibibigay mo. Task with purpose, with direction. Para pagka-delegate mo sa supervisor mo, yun din ang i-replicate niya papunta sa team niya. And eventually, they will thank you for it because they have obtained professional growth, personal growth, ang dahil sa pag-shift mo pa lang from doing tasks to leading people. So, ito yung mga core functions of supervisory leadership. First, planning. Planning meaning kailangan mag-set ka ng goals. Goals that are achievable. Yung, alam nyo yung SMART objective. Yung type objective is dapat, ano nga yung, alam mo yung skills, kailangan measurable, attainable, realistic, tsaka time-bounded. May deadline siya dapat. Dapat may timeline siya. If you can search what is the SMART objective, yan. So, yun yung isang mga pinaka-effective na approaches on how you are going to set goals. Kailangan specific. Specific pala yung S. Kailangan specific. Kailangan as much as possible yung goals na yun, kailangan streamline siya. Kailangan the specificity should answer one question, bullseye. Kapag natamaan na yun, kailangan measurable. Kaya siya i-quantify. Kaya bang bilangin yan? Ilang reports ba ang kailangan para ma-assure na pulido, walang kuskus balungos yung output. Tsaka dapat yung goal mo dapat attainable. Ibig sabihin, kaya bang i-achieve yan? Realistic ba sa mata ng tao? At time-bounded kung kaya ba siya within a due date? Para may continuous review kayo, may continuous kayo na evaluation at the end of the day or at the end of each task. Okay? Next is organizing. Organizing in terms of resource allocation. What are the examples of resources? Sige nga, kindly type. Ano yung mga iba't ibang klase ng resources meron tayong lahat? What kind of resources do we have? Number one. Number one is raw materials. Gaya ng, yan, raw materials, mga gamit. Ano pa? Raw materials, ano pa? People. Yan, ano pa? Meron, mostly tatlo yan. Nagre-revolve yan sa tatlo. Machine is part of raw materials. Time. Galing ni Sir Noel. So tatlo. Sa tatlong bagay umiikot madalas ang resource allocation. First is time. Kaya nga, smart objective because again, kailangan time-bounded siya. Kailangan swak siya within the time frame na sinet. Machine or ano yan, or raw materials. Ibig sabihin, ano bang available na mga materials? For example, projector, computer, laptop, cellphone, papel, ballpen. Yan. Example ng raw materials. People are also resources because hindi tayo robot lahat. May panahon din na napapagod din tayo. May panahon din na kailangan natin magpahinga. So within that 8 to, for example, sa amin sa Davao City Water District, so si manager namin, may binigay siya sa amin na task. Okay? Yung task na yun, alam namin kung para saan. Hindi lang namin we just merely don't know, no? Hindi lang yung task yung alam namin, but also the purpose kung bakit yun pinapagawa, bakit yun pinaparush. Nasisiguro niya rin na before niya i-delegate sa amin yung task, kailangan measured. Kailangan measurable. Kailangan kaya siyang gawin, kaya siyang pagtulungan. And kailangan realistic, kaya siyang tapusin within the 8 to 5 time frame or lesser or earlier if possible. Or the realism here is the doability. Kung kaya ba siyang gawin and the time-boundedness. Kung kaya ba siya half day, tinatanong niya kami, kaya ba half day? Kaya ba within 2 hours? Kaya ba 5 minutes? And so on and so forth. And kapag nakakaya naman namin, we are appreciated for what we do. Kasi nakaya namin before the deadline set. Diba? So by that, the resources are properly allocated, leading to an organized core function of a manager or a supervisor. Next is by directing, leading people toward professional growth. Kasi sa school, if sa school na set up, directing or leading people is for the success of an organization. Minsan hindi ba yan? Kasi nga, most of the organizations or lahat, no? Most, if hindi lahat ng mga organizations sa school or sa labas are paid. Some or most are volunteer organizations. Ibig sabihin, ang pinakamalaking resource talaga ng mga organizations na yun are people, time. Bihira na lang kung maglalabas pa ng pera for it. But in most cases, it's more on people, time, and network. Yung mga kilala din nila. Sa government naman, yun din. May rank and file or may subordinate, may supervisor, may manager. Along those three, may mga resources yan. Time, raw materials, tao. Tsaka, kung hindi kaya ng isang 8 to 5 na trabaho, ipagpabukas or i-target siya within the week kung kaya siya within the week or earlier than the week. Yan, yun siya. And controlling, hindi tayo yung kinokontrol dito but performance or the quality of the job being done. So, minomonitor yan every week, pwedeng every other day, pwedeng bi-weekly, pwedeng monthly, pwedeng quarterly, etc. Depende sa manager or sa supervisor kung paano niya kinokontrol and minomonitor ang performance ng bawat isa or ng bawat team member niya. G, thank you so much. If may questions kayo, you may ask it away, no? Baka may questions kayo na baka makalimutan yung itanong mamaya. So just feel free. So to emphasize these core functions, at the end of the day, a good supervisor balances results and relationships. Kaya nga 'di ba, dito sa previous slide, the supervisor is a bridge between the management and the staff. So dito rin sa core functions niya, it also means the supervisor or should also strike a balance between results and relationships. Hindi pwedeng puro relationships lang, wala nang results. Hindi rin pwedeng puro lang results, walang relationships kasi pag puro results, iiwan ka niyan. So yung pagiging team, magiging one-man team yan kasi iiwan ka ng members mo kapag puro results oriented ka. Kapag relationships oriented ka rin, yung performance mo naman yung magiging at stake. So, yun yung pinaka-crucial na role ng isang supervisor, striking a balance between results and relationships. So, why does communication matter? Yan. Sige. Dito. I think iba-iba tayo ng mga pananaw dito. So, aside dito sa apat na to na nababasa nyo, why is communication important? Sige. I'll I'm expecting another 3 yung hindi natawag kanina para pantay. Yan. Hindi naman yung iba naman. Sige. Kasi 40 tayo dito. So parang sige, sige. Tatlong kamay. Sige, magiging 4 to kasi I'll give the floor to Sir Julieto. Hello. Sige. Can you in your own insight explain bakit importante talaga ang communication? Go ahead.
Hello, sir. Ako po ba?
Yes. Yep.
Okay po. Alright. Communication matters because in leading people, also in team management, mahalaga yung collaboration. Mahalaga na may participation lahat ng members mo. Parang ano din to kasi, habang nagda-direct ka, habang nagmamanage ka, you also learn from them. And in order for you, no, na matuto ka at matuto rin sila, dapat open ang communication. Open ka sa mga suggestions, open ka sa mga advice din, open ka sa mga pwede nilang maitulong sa progress ng ginagawa ng either ng team mo o ng iyong nasasakupan. That is why communication matters. And also, one thing din na dapat siguro ng isang leader na nalalaman niya yung concerns, challenges, ano yung nasa sa kanya, mga members, no? Kasi mas makakatulong yung malaman ni leader or ni supervisor kung ano yung hinanaing problema ng kanyang mga miyembro or ng kanyang subordinates para alam niya kung paano i-mentor, paano niya i-coach, paano niya tutulungan na mag-progress. That is why communication matters. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Yan, thank you so much. Parang pinakayo niyo ng buong session na to. Sige, how about the others? Baka may nais kayo ibahagi sa session na to? Ibang kamay naman, please. Hala, parang ayaw niya ata akong kausap. Sige. Isa pang kamay. Yan. One more hand and one more voice. Ayan. Wala. Parang Miss Ray, naabutin talaga tayo ng bukas dito. Parang gusto ata nila tayong mag-overnight sa chat.
Hindi pwede. Charis.
Gusto na overnight tayo dito. Sige, kung wala magsasalita, tapusin natin to, Charis. Tapusin natin to. Ayun yung pala magsalita. Anyway, nagbibiro lang naman. Pero, if ever nahihiya talaga kayo, you may type na lang sa chat box. That much you can do na siguro. Diba? So, I'll give you another 1 minute to chat your insights kung bakit mahalaga ang communication. So, I've said, kailangan interactive na tayo dito. But if you are being virtually challenged, so typing your in responses may do. Babasahin na lang natin mamaya. Alright? So, tuloy-tuloy na natin to kasi we don't have the much of the luxury of time to wait for everyone to speak. Kasi again, resource tayo as people. So, ibig sabihin, lahat din tayo kailangan din magpahinga. So, why is communication the the foundation of supervisory leadership and team management? First is because it drives performance and alignment. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nag-communicate kayo at malinaw yung communication between the sender and the receiver, ibig sabihin, between the sender and the receiver, it betters the performance and it strengthens the alignment of the team. Ibig sabihin, kapag the more malinaw yung communication, the more klaro yung communication, the more magiging klaro yung direction from the sender going to the receiver. Yan. Next is that communication builds trust. Siyempre, kapag kapag na-strengthen na yung alignment, na-form na yung tiwala. At dahil na-form na yung tiwala, yung kumpiyansa, the confidence is already there na italaga na ng leader na yung kanyang supervisor sa kanyang subordinates. It then reduces errors. So, ibig sabihin na nilesen or nawawala yung errors or yung mga mishaps or yung mga challenges. It reduces challenges or errors. And by reducing errors, by building trust, by driving performance, ang pinaka-ultimate factor nito is it shapes team culture. Bakit? Because by forming team culture, by shaping team culture, yes, it encourages participation. By shaping team culture, alam nyo na between your team, between the supervisor and the subordinates, alam nyo na yung mga strengths and weaknesses ninyo because you are already synergizing. By saying synergizing, ibig sabihin yung mga strengths nyo, yung mga weaknesses nyo, or hindi ko siya ita-term as weaknesses, or improvement avenues nyo, or yung improvement points nyo, nalalaman nyo, nadidiscover nyo within yourself. For example, itong si Julieto, mahina siya dito. Ito yung strength niya to, weakness, improvement point niya to. So why not ipag-prepare up ko siya? So why not i-prepare up ko siya doon sa kasama niya na yung improvement point ni Julieto is strength naman ni Sir Noel and vice versa. Na by that way, yung improvement point ng bawat isa, pareho sila naghihilaan pataas, hindi pababa. pareho sila naghihilaan pataas. Ibig sabihin, kapag alam mo na kung paano timplahin because of that team culture built, no, because of this communication, strengthened by communication, nagiging madali yung task na parang nagkukwentuhan lang kayo. Tas within that brainstorming, may output pa kayo. Nare-reduce yung error. Nasa-shape yung team culture, na-improve yung improvement points ng bawat isa, nagiging strength na yun ng lahat, and it drives performance. It aligns you even further. Yes, Sir Julieto, parang suki ko na talaga to. Yes.
Sir, additional lang, no, through communication also promotes respect. Yeah.
Yes, totoo yan. Because, yeah, kasi parang kakambal talaga ng trust, respect. Kasi, for example, for example, ako manager ako, nag, nag-communicate ako sa inyo ng maayos, ganitong gagawin natin ngayong gabi because hindi lang para masabit natin to, but para maintindihan din natin kung bakit natin ito ginagawa at saka kung bakit ito pinapagawa sa atin. So by communicating clearly to you, nabibuild nyo na yung trust nyo sa akin na kaya ko kayong dalhin lahat to the optimum performance na ina-expect sa atin ng management. By, and kapag may trust kayo sa akin, may confidence kayo sa akin. And kapag may confidence kayo sa akin, may respeto na may nakalakip siyang coupon, 'di ba? Coupon. May nakalakip din siyang respeto as respeto nyo sa akin bilang pagrespeto ko rin sa inyo sa inyong mga strengths and improvement points para number one, ma-reduce yung error. Number two, mas strengthen yung mga nagiging strengths nyo na. And by that, nagiging team culture siya. And it becomes duplicable, it becomes doable, it becomes sustainable. And that team culture lives on hanggang kayo naman yung maging supervisor or maging manager. Kaya, napaka-importante ng communication at hindi to pwedeng diskwentohin like, wag mo lang sabihan yan kasi ito ganyan. Hindi. Diyan nagsisimula ang miscommunication at alam nyo ba na in a strong organization, sino naniniwala nito? In a strong organization, it only takes one member to make it all go down. Tama o mali? Sa isang matatag na organization, it only takes one member to make it all go down and go south. Tama o mali? Thank you. Thank you for affirming. Kasi kung may isa dyan na cancer, yan. Hindi ko lang alam if narinig niyo na tong kantang to from Moira. Ang lyrics niya dito, sabi ng lyrics niya is, walang naninira ng bakal, kundi sarili mong kalawang. So that also reflects to an organization. That organization is a steel. Bakal yan. But again, walang naninira ng bakal, kundi sarili nitong kalawang. Pag nagsisimulang kalawangin ng isang bakal, bibigay yan eventually. Diba? So according to Miss Jaya, communication matters kasi ito yung way para magkaintindihan ng tao at maiwasan ng misunderstandings. Importante siya sa relationships, work at teamwork dahil nakakatulong ito sa trust at smooth na collaboration. Kapag malinaw ang communication, mas nagiging effective ang decisions at mas madaling ma-achieve ang goals. Totoo yan. Totoo yan. So yun. Yun yung ano niya, yun yung nagiging pinaka punot dulo nitong lahat. Because communication matters again because it provides clarity, it provides clarity. You give simple, specific, streamlined instructions. You you help each other practice active listening, yung tipong umiintindi muna bago sumasagot or before nagre-respond. Empathy in recognizing people's perspectives, and consistency for reliable tone and actions. Yan. So how do we do this? By giving clear instructions what to do, when will be it when will be the due, and how it's going to be done. Bonus na dito kung bakit, para mas maintindihan nila kung para saan yung ginagawa. Number two, use feedback models such as situation behavior impact approach, and handle difficult conversations with preparation and respect. Yan. Yun siya. Key communication skills. Yun. Yun yung nasabi ko kanina. First, kailangan simple as much as possible, naka-streamline or naka-specify yung instructions. Kailangan active listeners kayo. Kailangan before ka sumagot, kailangan naunawaan mo muna kung ano yung sinabi sa'yo, para kung paano ka rin sasagot sa tanong na tinanong binato sa'yo, ganun din yung feedback na ibibigay sa'yo ng leader mo or ng supervisor mo. Active listening din. Empathy, by understanding first before going to be understood. Kailangan more of ano dito, yung term of putting yourselves in the shoes of your member or your colleague. Yan, yun yung example ng empathy. Consistency is lagi mong ginagawa itong tatlo, because doing these consistently will form part of your habit, and forming part of habits will eventually form part of your character, or will eventually form a part of who you are as a leader. Yan. So practical communications. Yan. First is to give clear instructions. Next is to use feedback models or feedback approaches, yung situation, behavior, and impact, and handle difficult conversations professionally. So gagawin nyo lang tong tatlong to para ma-practice nyo yung practical communication. Okay? Next, coaching and development or feedback. So dito yung mga SMART goals, yung kailangan yung goals nyo kailangan malinaw, kailangan specific, measurable, attainable, um, realistic, and time-bounded. Provide feedback. Kapag may output na sinasubmit, feedback. Then follow up for progress. Kung hindi pa tapos, gentle follow-up will do. And then develop the strengths. Yun, mention ko na kanina. Building team relationships. So dito is that, sandali. So building team relationships is that dito, the supervisor must conduct regular one-on-ones with his subordinates, syempre one at a time, one-on-ones nga po. Next is to recognize achievements, whether small or big achievements. Kailangan i-recognize yan because it uplifts the subordinates na, uy, na-recognize pala ni supervisor yung achievement ko kahit gaano pa yan kaliit. Okay? Next is, it helps foster trust and belonging, or it creates a culture of trust and belonging. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ito pinapractice mo na to ng paunti-unti, mas lalong nagtitiwala yan sa'yo, mas lalong nagiging, nafe-feel ng isang member na belong siya dito because inaalagaan ako ng maayos ng supervisor ko dito. Diba? And handling challenges or managing challenges. Ito napakatalamak nito. Handling conflicts, managing personalities, and balancing priorities. Dito madalas nagkakagulo lahat because hindi madali mag-handle ng conflicts. For example, si Sir Julieto at si Miss Ayin, magkaiba sila ng perspective, no? Or ng personality per se. Magkakaiba sila ng ugali or tingin sa mga bagay-bagay. So as a supervisor, for example, kilala ko si Sir Julieto, si Ayin parang, si Miss Ayin is parang parang new hire siya. Itong si Miss Ayin may idea siya na sinuggest, parang tinutulan ni Sir Julieto. So, the supervisor, kahit gaano kami ka-close nitong tenured employee na to, kailangan si supervisor marunong siyang tumingin ng balanse, ng walang kinikilingan. That's the very the most pa. That's the most professional way of handling conflicts. Kailangan marunong kang pumagitna sa dalawa. Yes, the leader must know when and how to mediate because mahirap to lalo na kapag yung tenured employee malapit sa'yo. Okay? Mahirap to kasi kailangan yung pagtingin mo sa yung pagtingin mo sa dalawa, yung perception mo or perspective mo sa dalawang bagay or sa dalawang concerns na ni-raise nila sa'yo, kailangan marunong kang pumili ng tama. Yung mas marami yung makaka-benefit. Yan. Or mas may malaking impact na madadala sa organization. So by handling conflicts, you also manage personalities. So ibig sabihin, by handling conflicts, nalalaman mo rin as a supervisor kung hanggang saan yung limit ng subordinate mo. Kung hanggang saan yung kaya niyang stretch in terms of his or her personality. And as a supervisor, you also learn to balance priorities. Hindi naman pwede na puro drama yung mananalo sa bawat challenge. Kailangan, again, di ba, the leader strikes a balance between results and relationships. Yun yung one of the ways or one of the very mundane or very fun ways of balancing priorities. So kahit, for example, tama yung idea, parang more of winning yung side ng new hire kaysa sa tenured employee, kailangan si supervisor marunong din siya mag-balance ng priorities. By balancing priorities, kailangan marunong siyang mag-communicate sa dalawang partido na ganito ang naging resolution ko, sir and ma'am, ito ganyan. Para maintindihan ninyo, ito ganyan, napagtanto ko, I have thought about this for 1,000 times. Yan. And ito yung take ko dito. And kailangan, as respectful as possible, again, the receivers or the listeners or the members or the subordinates must know how to take criticisms. Hindi siya professionally na hindi man ito yung, for example, hindi ko nagustuhan yung naging output. Hindi man pumabor sa akin yung naging suggestion ko, but I put my trust and confidence in the supervisor na yung yung direction na tinahak niya for the team is for the betterment of the common good. Tama ba? Para kapag nag-decide yung supervisor, ito na yung gagawin natin. Pag na-balance yung priorities, na-balance out mo rin yung subordinates mo. Na hindi magiging malabag sa loob nila kapag hindi kapag kapag hindi nasunod yung gusto nila kasi baka may nakita yung si supervisor na hindi pa nakita ng isa sa dalawang magka magka-conflict. Ganon siya. That's how we manage challenges. Hindi siya madali. Number one, hindi siya madali. Number two, wala siyang cheat sheet for it as long as marunong kang makinig actively with empathy. Yun yung pinakasusi talaga. But there are no other cheat sheets for managing challenges. Lahat talaga kailangan creative kung paano siya i-resolve. Motivation and engagement. So supervisors, no, improve performance and morale. They encourage commitment and they build a positive culture. So what are the key drivers, no? What are the key drivers of um what are the key drivers of motivation and engagement? First is leadership and communication, just like what we've discussed kanina. Second, recognition and incentivization. Pag recognize, minsan magpapakain ka ng merienda or ano mang incentive na you have creatively crafted for the team to be motivated each day, to motivated and committed every day. Third is enable growth opportunities. Fourth is enable work-life balance. And last is positive work culture. Build positive work culture. So empowerment. Empowerment means giving authority and trust, encouraging autonomy, and providing support and training. So, di porket may ini-empower akong new hire, no? For example, si new hire, in-empower ko siya over those who are tenured. Hindi ibig sabihin na kapag in-empower ko si new hire, siya na yung may authority and trust. Yes, may authority and trust, but hindi sa buong bagay. Pinagkatiwalaan ko siya, in-empower ko siya over that one thing only. Kapag may concern siya, wala siyang ibang dadaganan kundi ako or the supervisor. Okay? Because it should encourage autonomy, and kapag may kulang, the supervisor should provide support and training kung meron. Walang training, at least the support that the new hire or the tenured employee needs for him or her to be empowered. Because, bakit nga ba ito mahalaga? Empowerment, no? Because empowerment is never about abandoning responsibility. It's developing capable people. I'd like to add, again, empowerment is not abandoning responsibility. It's developing capable people while molding people who wish to be molded. Ibig sabihin, kung gusto mo magpa-empower, sir, baka pwede mo rin akong turuan yan, baka kasi gusto ko rin yung matutunan. E di, you provide the support, you provide the training. And kapag nagigets niya na, i-delegate ni supervisor sa in-empower kong tao para silang dalawa naman yung magkatuwang. Para by the time na yung in-empower ko, maging supervisor din, cargo niya rin yung pinagkatiwala ko sa kanya. Because, although sa akin ang galing yung empowerment, but hindi ako yung nag-nurture sa kanya. Yung tao na in-empower ko, yun na rin yung nag-empower sa iba. So, ibig sabihin, para siyang ripple effect. So, kung nagpatulo ako ng tubig sa isang ilog, it ripples. Diba? For example, if baso, may tubig. When I drop a droplet of water in sa isang basong may tubig, di ba it ripples? May ripple effect siya. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung in-empower mo, kung paano mo in-empower yung employee na yun, may isa din na gusto mong pa-empower sa'yo, hindi hindi mo na kasi need na ikaw din yung mag-empower dun sa taong yun na interesadong matuto din. Why not? Hayaan mo siya na matuto dun sa in-empower mo para yung in-empower mo, yung una mong in-empower, may empower din siya mag-lead because pinagkatiwalaan mo siya ng isang tao na kaya rin mag-empower ng ibang tao. Agree? It ripples. The impact you give to one person ripples. Hindi passive ang tubig. Kahit nga ginalaw mo lang yung tubig na yan, may ripple effect yan, di ba? So, that's that. Are we still learning so far or inaantok na kayo? Press 3 nga kung gising pa kayo at natututo with me. Ayan, thank you so much for your responses. So, leadership mindset and continuous growth. Leadership mindset enables us, all of us, to adapt to change and challenges. Kailangan kung ano man yung maging pagsubok or maging challenges that come along our way, we should be adaptable. We should be flexible. By being flexible, we continue learning and improving and developing oneself. Because again, at the end of the day, we cannot give what we do not have. We can't give what we don't have. Kung anong wala sa atin, hindi natin pwedeng ibigay sa iba. Because at the end of the day, kung ipagpipilitan talaga natin ibigay yung wala sa atin, tayo din ang mauubos, tayo din ang mapapagod at the end of the day. And leadership mindset enables everyone or each one of us to lead ethically. So key takeaways is first, to communicate clearly, develop people or people development, motivate and empower people, and that success comes from balancing tasks and relationships, building trust and accountability, and continuously improving as a leader. So, to end, great supervisors don't just manage work. They inspire people to do their best work. So, kapag may striking of balance talaga between results and relationships, marunong kang makipag-usap ng maayos, marunong kang makinig ng maayos, you eventually develop people. You eventually develop people to trust you, to be confident sa'yo. You also give confidence and trust to people. You motivate and empower, which is all abstract. And you balance tasks and relationships just because you have started to communicate clearly and listen actively and empathetically. So yun, I think that's the end of my presentation for tonight. Ayun, so medyo mabilis lang po talaga tayo ngayong gabi. Again, thank you so much to everyone, to those who have listened and participated for tonight's discussion. And siguro meron tayong medyo mahabang time for interaction, for any questions na manggagaling sa ating 41 audiences or 41 participants ngayong gabi. So once again, this has been Mentor JP, your Scale Up partner for leadership development. And magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Mentor JP, for our discussion ngayong gabi. And of course, thank you din sa mga participants who are, very active sila. So, um, now we will proceed to our open forum. So if you have any questions or clarifications or baka may mga gusto kayong i-share, kindly type them in the chat box or pwede rin mag-open ng mic. And then, ayun, and mentor will be happy to answer as many as possible ng mga questions or mag-recognize sa mga gusto magdagdag. And then while waiting po kami, please don't forget to fill out our attendance sheet. So you may scan the QR code shown on screen or you may click the link that will be sent po sa chat box. So ayan, nasa chat box na po ang attendance and you may scan na din po ang QR code. So, are there any questions or baka may mga gusto kayong i-share? If, if wala, can I see po a thumbs up emoji sa React or sa chat box? Okay, so I see one. How about yung iba po? I think, ayan. Okay, so wala na ata silang mga question. Ayan. So, we'd also like to invite po ang lahat sa aming mga prepared na webinars for the month of April. So, we are, pangalawa na namin ito na session for this month. So, marami pa pong remaining. Ay, ayan po, mentor, may question po sa chat box.
Yan. Difference between control and supervision. When we say control kasi, hawak mo ang beat. Hindi. Supervision kasi yung giving clear directions, giving clear instructions to people under you. Yan, yun yung example ng supervision kanina. While control, ang ibig sabihin ng control, it might be a positive note na supervisors control, no? Have the control over things, but yung downside kasi ng control, ibig sabihin kahit even in the smallest detail, no? Even in the smallest detail, may control si supervisor in which dapat wala. I mean, hindi naman sa sinasabing wala, but as much as possible, kailangan si supervisor only delegates tasks. Yung within the control ng supervisor are those things na hindi kaya, no, nung subordinates niya. Doon yun yung sasaluin niya, yun yung magiging within the control of the supervisor. Hindi trabaho ng supervisor ang mag-control ng members niya. In a sense na halos pinakamaliit na detalye kailangan alam ng supervisor ang ginagawa, hindi po. So supervision is modeled as yan. When we talk about management, there is no such thing as control. Yes, totoo po. When we talk about management, there is no such thing as control. Wala po, because it's more of delegation, direction. So hindi po siya yung yes po.
Hello. Additional lang no regarding dun sa control versus supervision. When you talk about kasi control, you are providing rules, you are dictating, you are telling what the people must do. That is control. Well, when we talk about supervision, you are monitoring kung nasusunod ba nila, if they are maayos ba yung ginagawa. It is more on oversight. So that is supervision. But control kasi, dinidiktahan mo kung ano yung gagawin ng tao, binibigyan mo kung ano yung rules, ano dapat gawin. That is controlling. Ang supervision naman, it is more on oversight. Nanonood ka lang, titignan mo kung tama, naabot ba nila yung goal, tama ba yung ginagawa. That is the difference between control and supervision.
Yun. Did we answer your question, Sir Noel? Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the backup answer, Sir Julieta. It's very much appreciated. Ayun, yun siya. So, yeah, tumpak. So again, supervision or supervisors, our supervision is just yes.
Sir, can I say my question?
Sige na po,
Ah,
bilis, charot.
Alright. May question lang, Sir Mr. Cordova. Regarding handling conflict. Oo. Ano po yung pwede mo sa aming ma-share or ma-advise if ever na maka-experience kami ng conflict between two people? Paano namin iyon i-handle? Can you give us maybe a guide how we will go into handling conflicts? Lalong-lalo na if it is between two people. Ayan, mga
Right.
ganun. Ayun po. Thank you.
Alright. Sige. So, hanap kayo ng andito. Isang coin. Imagine one coin. Ay, parang, of course, may makikita talaga isang barya. No? In that one coin, there will always, ganito ha, there will always be two sides of the story. For example, ano bang scenario ibibigay ko sa inyo? For example, sa isang project, yan, ito. Ito relevant to sa amin sa public admin. Sa isang project or sa isang reporting, no, may inassign ako, siyempre ako yung team leader sa ano namin, sa isang subject namin. May inassign ako ng mga tasks kay ganito, kay ganyan, all on. O ito, module 4 sa'yo, module 5 sa'yo, module 6 ganyan, etc. Ito yung gagawin, ito yung mga additional mo, ito ganyan. Ngayon, gusto ni Guy na ganito yung gusto niya. Itong si girl, itong si girl, ayaw niya kasi ito ganyan. So, instead na sa akin nila nire-raise yung concerns nila, silang dalawa yung nagbabangayan kasi ayaw nila mag-give and take. Nagets? Ngayon, ako as the team leader, nagkakagulo yung dalawang members ng grupo ko. I had to intervene. I have to intervene, not as somebody, not as a friend of someone, but as a team leader of both and of the entire group. So kailangan ko manghimasok. Not in a way na manghimasok, in a way na mangingialam. But as the leader, as a supervisor, kailangan alam mo kung anong nangyari dito, tsaka dito sa isang mukha ng coin at saka sa other side of the coin. By then, you communicate. Ano bang nangyari? You ask clearly, you ask nicely. What is the underlying issue dito? Para mapag-usapan and at the same time, clear with a clear-minded yung dalawa na hindi sila nagbabangayan kasi may mediator. The supervisor, the leader must always learn when and how to mediate. Yun siya. So kapag alam mo na yung side A, alam mo na yung side B, kapag alam mo na both sides of the story, no, you think clearly. Think clearly. Think 1,000 times kung ano ba, kung saan ba nanggagaling, and as much as possible, wag nang manisi. Yun. Yung common mistake talaga kasi madalas, o sino bang nauna? O ito ganyan. So wag nang manisi. Because pinpointing at pinpointing from one blame to another, magbubuhol-buhol yung misunderstanding, magbubuhol-buhol yung miscommunication. So the better thing that the supervisor can do for that particular moment is to understand, to empathize both parties. And saka mo maiintindihan kung saan nanggagaling yung dalawang hindi nagkaintindihan. And by then, magiging clear na yung direction mo. O, since ganyan. So agree ba kayo, mag-swap na kayo. Ganyan. And kailangan, as supervisor, kailangan marunong ka rin kumausap ng kalma. Not monotonous, but kalma. Na hindi ka galit, na maiintindihan ka ng parehong partido. At the same time, yung trust, yung confidence, tsaka yung respect nyo sa isa't isa. Kasi hindi mo naman yan pipiliin maging groupmates kung hindi mo yan pinagkatiwalaan eh. Except lang kung binolunturo kayo kasi mapipilitan talaga kayo sa ayaw nyo sa gusto. Lalo na yung mga groupings na numbering, yung 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yan. Madalas dyan ang away kasi napipair up yan madalas sa mga sa mga underperforming. Yun, ibang usapan yun. But the same principle still stands. Kailangan marunong kang decipher. You should know how to decipher between the two parties. Decide clearly after thinking thoroughly. And at the same time, give your recommendations fair and square sa both parties. Para when you move forward with your reporting or your project, clear na both sides. And alam nila na na nirerespeto mo sila, may kumpiyansa ka pa rin sa kanila despite them arguing on small petty things. Yan, yun siya. Did I answer your question so far? Yun, thank you so much for that heart react. How about the others? May mga questions pa ba kayo? Sige, magtatawag na ako. Going once, going twice, after thrice, forever hold your peace. Going thrice. So, ayan, I guess wala na. Back to you, Miss Rain.
Ayan. So, ang ganda nung last question. So, ayan, last call ulit ng another question. Baka may pahabol pa. Pwede pa magsagot si Mentor. I think, wala na, no? So, again, we would like to invite po ang lahat sa aming mga naka-ready na mga webinars for the month of April. So, ngayon is ang pangalawa na namin na session or pangalawa na namin na webinar for April. So, meron pang mga remaining and hopefully, we would see you there. So, if interested po kayo mag-register, you may actually access the registration form sa aming Facebook page. So, for more updates, announcements, and future learning opportunities, please don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for Scale Up Training and Development. Ayan, may nakita kong question. So, when will we get our certificate? Will it be emailed to us? Right after this webinar, it will be processed po and um, it will also be emailed within today, hopefully, unless depende po kasi sa volume ng participants. Pero it will be sent po sa inyong emails. Ayan, nasagot po ba yung tanong? Miss Desiree? Okay na po ba? Klaro na. Okay, I think okay na since I think okay na yon. So, may questions pa po ba like last call na talaga. Kasi last call na talaga ng question. Will it be this way for Wednesday? Usually po kasi, depende po kasi siya sa volume ng mga participants. If talagang aabutin po siya ng after ng araw na to, usually it will only take a day or 2 days ang aming pag-send ng certificates. Pero yun, depende siya sa volume ng participants. Okay, I think no more questions. So, um, and that concludes Leadership 105 webinar on supervisory leadership and team management. Once again, thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone. Stay safe. See you in our next webinar. And remember, we are your Scale Up partner. Good night po sa lahat.
Good night.